I ran a smack booster on my truck. It's a V6 4.3 GMC pickup truck, work truck, and I consistently got about 40% increase with a smack booster. And it was about 2 months ago that I exchanged it for my new cell, and it just kept going. It was consistent. I couldn't get it higher than that, but it's been consistent. I went from about 450, 475 miles to the tank to 650.
Yeah.
To one tank, 30-gallon tank.
And Smack's been saying, and we've had this guy, DP, attack us recently on YouTube, and I don't know if he's attacked you or not,
Oh, yeah.
but he's been all over us
I've been
guys.
hitting all of us.
And he's just an example of what we're about to enter into, since Dennis Lee, everybody knows about that fiasco. I don't know if anybody here knows the guy, but you know Dennis? So what's your opinion?
Good, yes, it's a good, yes.
Okay, and you knew that before, you ever gave him any money, right?
Yeah.
I've made a video that criticized Dennis Lee's approach and claims. I posted that on my site, and I've come under a lot of attack for criticizing Dennis Lee's claims. There's a lot of people that support him and believe that he's telling the truth. However, I have to go, like the rest of the skeptical naysayers out there, I have to go by the evidence that's provided. And I've done my research on Dennis Lee, and he's been in trouble in 9 different states, okay, for making potential fraudulent claims. Some of those charges have fallen through, some of them have stuck. The most important thing, though, is integrity. You have to establish a baseline of integrity. I mean, if you have a history of questionable claims, then your future claims are also going to be under that same question. So part of our responsibility as representatives of this technology is, and my basic, my modus operandi is never lie. And I keep saying that all the time during the arguments online and whatnot to the skeptics, is that I never lie. I will not ever lie, no matter what, because I know that there's people watching, and people are judging us, and they're looking for cracks and nooks in our presentation to undermine what we're saying. So we all have to maintain in every aspect, and even in my personal life, in my personal dealings outside of hydroxy, I maintain that level of integrity at all times in all my business dealings, because it does reflect, and that's the problem that Dennis Lee has. I think he has a product that's viable, and he probably, he does this orange test thing to verify his products. And probably some of his claims are partially true. There may be some honest, innocent errors in there, but the fact he has a questionable past destroys his credibility in the eyes of the public, and that's something that, as an industry, we need to avoid at all costs. We need to keep the integrity level at the highest. And like you just saw, I was sitting here, smiling about 9 MMWs. We need peer review because people make mistakes. Calculation errors can be made. So we need to be checking ourselves. You need to check me, I need to check you, you need to check us to make sure that we are maintaining the highest level of integrity, and when we're wrong, we need to be able to sit here and say, I was wrong, I admit it was a mistake, let's move on. Instead of trying to cover it up, trying to make yourself look good, and trying to say, oh no, it's this and that. No excuses. We have to be completely transparent.
Transparency.
Dennis Lee lost a lot of credibility for me with the Tesla electric company and the Sundance generator with the Hummingbird motor.
I know.
Yes.
Why was that silent air camera?
Yeah.
Just some of the stuff,
Yeah.
whatever.
It was pretty obvious back then, and it's still obvious.
He may have a viable product, but it doesn't matter if you have a past like
I'm
that.
not saying that the Sundance generator isn't a good generator. I'm just saying he's not going to power it from.
My point was going to be that we as a group need to post our claims as a group, saying that my average is this, with this system running this many amps, the MMW rating with it, or however. We need a basic format for everyone to do the test the same way, so that everyone is saying, now there's less error when everyone does the same thing with the same gear. So we all accept amp reading from a certain gauge. As long as you use that gauge, the group will accept that reading as a group. So what we need is to standardize our testing, the way that we do the testing to alleviate all these variables, running on loop or running north and then south, and back-to-backs like Smack's saying, but we need to get a method down for testing that everyone can do without having a dyno, without having a fuel cell in the back of the
Yeah.
car.
That's part of what the
That is what
That's what we need to be working on as a group, and
Right.
while we're all together, we should take these suggestions, write them down, and then use those suggestions for our basis, so the next time we get together, we've all got a handout, and we can all work off the same page, literally.
One of the issues that I have seen that I'd like to discuss with this group,
I have a suggestion. Since you've got a new October, right, show coming up,
Yep.
right? Why don't you guys up in the panel set that, what you just described, which was excellent, which, you know, it's gonna be done, I know that. Why don't you set something up and have everybody email all the results into someone who can tabulate them under one set of rules and then publish it at the show, so we can all come to the show with one big expectation.
I think
Well,
that's
I
next.
Is that possible?
We repeat again, basically what IHHOI is doing
Correct.
is we're bringing this group of people to be able to set certain standards.
Right.
When them standards are in place, all this data could be collected and quantified in a one place where everything is set standard.
Everybody can go to one
That's
place.
That's what
doing, yeah,
IHHO is all about, that's why they were
That's what we're
giving out the
doing right now.
pamphlets, and
That's
that's
what
what
we're
we're
doing
trying to do right now.
Precisely the function of the
Yeah.
We need-
IHHO.
No, I know that's the function of it, I'm saying,
Clearinghouse
I'd like to see
coordinator.
some, I know, that I understand the function of it, but I'm saying, for the show itself, let's make that the crescendo of all the results. Is that possible?
Oh, the data collection by the way.
Correct, by then.
Yeah.
Or at least,
I was
if
trying
you
to
don't get
accelerate.
100 cars, maybe 20 cars or something that we can put our teeth into.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to accelerate through these shows, is getting more people involved.
Correct.
Actually, it's not just us, but it's
I know.
everybody that's involved, accumulating the data that we have available to us, getting the definitions of what we can all say as we're using a flashback arrestor, that's what that is.
Correct.
This is an ohm of resistance, this is what we're using, this is a volt. We're all trying to get into the definition so that we're not talking Greek to a Latin.
Correct.
We're all speaking the same.
That everybody can
language.
speak the same language at the same
And-
time,
And
with the
then
same
we can all
results.
get all these
That-
results
that-
quantified and tabulated, so we are all on the same page. That's what
Right.
we're trying to do.
That
And
takes
it's not
time.
just us, it's everybody involved.
Well,
That's
what
why
I'm
we want
suggesting is
everybody
take 6 or 10 cars from the panel here
Yeah, yeah.
and make the executive decision, okay, we're gonna take, right now, it takes an hour or two, no, I'm kidding. It takes a couple of days, weeks. At least get something out for the rest of the public to look at, so that we can all view it at one time, maybe that's the crescendo of the meeting
I
coming up.
think us as a group, all these results that we're talking about right
Right.
now, these are not the results that we can post for the newspaper or for
No, for us,
anyone outside the group.
that's what I'm
And this
saying.
is to help our group to accelerate toward a common goal. We all want to get ourselves as efficient as possible, so
Correct.
we use less amps to make the same amount of gas. And we want to find out how much gas it takes and what quality of the gas. But a lot of the stuff that we want to be able to produce later for evidence has to be done on dynos, third-party testing, EPA testing, and all this. So I'm hoping to be working with a group of people that will be able to do these kind of tests. And when we have that data, the IHHO will have it. And anyone else who gets that kind of data, if they could submit it to the IHO, then this would be more evidence for us to show to someone outside the group. But without that,